Dan, welcome to the MH Energy Exchange. We really appreciate you coming by today. You're a former member of the State Central Committee here in Ohio, and you're with Koehler Fitzgerald today.
Correct.
We want to hear about your experience at the Republican convention and what they had to say about energy issues.
Well, thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me here, and thanks to McDonald Hopkins for having me. The platform that we went over at the convention, first of all, let me just stop. The convention was very exciting. I mean, it was just an incredible thing to see all the energy that was there, the energy for Cleveland, and that transferred into when people were talking about the platform and the energy platform. And I guess just to start, my first takeaway, and it's where I ended up, was the Republican platform as it was presented is a pretty balanced platform. It's an embracement of almost all types of energy, from coal to renewables and everything in between. And I think, as you and I have talked about before, it's sort of an all-of-the-above approach. But I think one of the important aspects of the platform is that it wants the energy to be used, developed, and sometimes perhaps retired, but in a way that helps the people, helps the economy, and helps the environment.
So one of the criticisms of the Republican energy platform is the reliance on fossil fuels instead of renewable energy. So what was your takeaway on that particular issue?
Well, I think my takeaway was, since fossil fuels, the coal, the oil and gas, and all, is the main driver right now, that yes, you're going to have a majority reliance upon that, but there's a change and a chance to move to new ways of doing this. So I think that's what it is. You need a bridge till you go to what I'm going to call, and this is not the Republican position, a radical, all of a sudden, now we're all wind and solar. I mean, because that wouldn't work, or it wouldn't be feasible economically.
Right. So, but going a little deeper, yes. So where do the Republicans come out on climate change?
The Republicans are skeptical on climate change because of the way it's been presented. The takeaway I got from the convention and from speaking to my colleagues that are involved in this, and I was an environmental lawyer for many years, Mike, so it's not like this is a completely foreign or silly concept to me, but I don't think anybody's convinced that there's been a real objective look at climate change. I think, unfortunately, and in this charged environment we have now, people feel like folks have an agenda. When you hear speeches that decry coal miners and put them out of business, that right away, that language doesn't help. And there's just as bad language on the other side.
So we're here in Ohio, we're very fortunate to have an abundance of shale, and we're reaping the oil and the natural gas from that. Was there an awareness in Cleveland at the convention of how special shale was and how it could impact?
The Marcellus and Utica, that was all mentioned, yes, that it's very, very important. In fact, there was some, actually, I mean, I don't know if I'm sadness, but people were disappointed that the OPEC stuff turned around and we didn't keep developing it, because that may be one of the most important bridges when we're starting to look at the renewables that come on.
Well, there's more that I want to talk to you about, but we're out of time for today. But thank you for participating in the MH Energy Exchange.
Well, thank you, Mike.